alaikum, welcome back. Facing Adversity, Unit 5. I'd like to tell you that Unit 5 shows many selections that deal with the adversities, obstacles, hardships that faced many people, migrants, normal people, hard life experiences. So facing adversities reflects more about the type of selection we're going to face or we're going to discuss in this unit, like people who are facing a bad moments, obstacles, hard experiences in life. Let's see today the grapes of wrath. What is the obstacle? What happened in this selection? Let's go. The grapes of wrath for John Steinbeck. John Steinbeck is one of the great writers who was or who were able to depict and reflect more about the era of Great Depression. So this is a novel excerpt, and this selection is taken from the Grapes of Wrath. Let's see what are happening inside this selection. What are the problems that faced the people inside this selection, which led to their travel or movement from one place to another. First, I'd like to ensure the meaning of adversity. Adversity means a difficult or unlucky situation or event that faces people. As you said, this is an obstacle, people trying to jump or get over, and this is the bad situation or a hard decision or experience people go through or by. Let's have some sort of short note about John Steinbeck. John was born in 1902 and died in 1968. What it was like to live through the Great Depression of the 1930s, this era of Great Depression that caused many problems, many psychological and economic problems for people. His stories and novels capture, reflects, depicts the poverty, depression, great sadness, deep grief, and social injustice faced by many working classes in America. Okay, many Americans suffered from these problems. So, injustice experienced by many working class Americans during this plague period. While many of his characters suffered tragic fates like bad endings, bad destinies, they almost always exhibit or show bravery, courage, and dignity in their struggles, like they stand against these problems in a strong, brave way. And maybe John Steinbeck was one of these people. The background, actually, it is taken from level 7, my perspective. As I told you, I always say that the background reflects 50% about the main topic or the topic idea of the selection. During the Great Depression, a severe drought, and you need to know what is a drought, what is depression. I'm going to present it in the next slides. During the Great Depression, a severe drought in Oklahoma caused a massive dust storms that blew away topsoil and destroyed farmland, devastated farmings. Families had no choice. So, due to these dust storms that blow away topsoil, the upper or the top layer of soil, which due to drought become just like a sand or something very light, any type of wind can just blow it in the sphere. Devastated farming, like depressed, sad farming families had no choice but to sell all the belongings, possessions, and leave. This is the situation faced by Judd's family in John Steinbeck's novel, The Grapes of Wrath. In this excerpt, the narrator describes the aftermath of the devastating drought. This drought was really very effective and dramatic on these people. Let's discuss what is the meaning of drought, depression, and devastated, because these are key words that can help you to understand the meaning of or the gist of this selection. Keywords here, drought, which is a long period when there is a little or no rain, no water. So no rain, no water, no crops, no harvest, no farms, a little number of animals. Depression, the state which is the state of feeling very unhappy, sad, and without hope, like to lose hope for future. Okay, depression, a grief, deep grief or sadness. Devastated means very shocked and upset. So depression and devastated are from the same family. And drought led to this depression and devastation because in this area, people used to live on farms, animal and planting. I will present some key quotations from the text itself. It's easier and it will be very attractive for you so that if you read the text only one time, you're going to understand all thoughts presented inside. Number one, picked over the positions for the journey to the west. The men were ruthless because the past had been spoiled. But the women knew how the past would cry to them, would carry for them in the coming days. In the first paragraph, the author shows that men don't feel so sad for the destroyed past, but women appreciated past more, and they recognize the value of past. Woman seems to be more nostalgic or, very sensitive than men. In this paragraph, he is drawing a picture about people who are preparing and getting ready to travel from one place to another. They are trying to get prepared for a long journey. They think to sell the possessions. Is it possible to sell everything, or they have something to burn, something to keep, something to give up? Let's see more. In this quotation, junk piled up in a yard. Can't sell a hand plow anymore. 50 cents for a weight of the metal, discs and tractors. That's the stuff now. 7. Well, take it, all junk, and give me $5. You're not buying only junk. You're buying junked lives. And more, you'll see you're buying bitterness. Buying a plow to plow your own. Children under buying the arms and spirits that might have saved you. $5, not 4. I can't hold them back. Well, take them for 4. Quotation 5, 6, 7 represents and show us the picture when people are selling their equipments, tractors, farming tools or equipments in a very low price, which is worthless. It doesn't worth its actual and real value. The one who's buying these things is taking advantage of their position that they have to sell it to leave as soon as possible. So he's taking advantage of this. So he's the speaker telling him that you're not buying only junk tools. You're also buying junk lives. You're buying our souls, our past, every memory we have with these tools and instruments. So he is just negotiating the price, and after all, he recognized that he is selling it in a low price anyway, so he will accept any price. You're buying years of work, toil in the sun. You're buying sorrow that can't talk. But watch it, mister. There is a premium goes with this pile of junk and the bay horses, so beautiful. A packet of bitterness to grow in your house and to flower someday. We could have saved you, but you cut us down, and soon you will be cut down, and there will be none of us to save you. Here the author or the writer is blaming the one who's buying his things and his possessions, his horses, his tools. He's telling him that he's buying a year of work, By the way, toil means hard work. So hard work, toil means hard work in the sun. You're buying sorrow. He's buying all the memories, sorrows, sadness. And he's telling him that be careful. One day, maybe you will be in the same position. You cut us, you underestimated our tools and gave us a low price, and you didn't even try to save us. Maybe if we were you, we could save you, but you cut us down like you let us fall down. He's telling him that maybe in the future soon you will be cut down. You will see fate, you will face the same fate, or your fate will be the same just like us. And in this case, you will see or find nobody to help you because we will be gone. So you're going to face the same destiny. I'd like to show the meaning of bitterness. Bitterness means quality of having a sharp, unpleasant taste, condition, causing pain or sorrow. Means bitterness here, sadness, bad feelings, bad memories, feeling of injustice, and so on and so forth. Example, can't hold it back or hold it back. Well, take it and a bitterness with it. Like take it and we are sorry for selling it. Ruthless. Ruthless means having no compassion or pity, like tough-hearted person. Let's see this example. The men were ruthless because the past had been spoiled. Anyway, the past has done, but the woman knew how the past would carry to them in the coming days. Or cry. It could be cry and carry. Wagon, which is a UK, also wagon. It's a vehicle with four wheels, usually pulled by horses, used in the farms, or oxen, used for transporting heavy goods, especially in the past. So in the past, before the modern inventions, they used to use wagons pulled by horses or oxen inside the farms and in the rural and village areas. So the first white settler journeyed across America in a covered wagon. Like in the past, before the invention of cars, trains and buses and planes, people used to travel by camels, horses and wagons. The rich people used to travel in wagons. Toil also, as I told you before, toil means to work hard and with a difficulty. Sorrow, great sadness and suffering. Let's have an example. You're buying years of work, toil in the sun, hard work in the sun. You're buying a sorrow that can't talk. Keywords also. Be careful. All these examples, or most of it, are taken from the text itself. Doomed, which is an adjective, means destined to a bad outcome. The woman sat among the doomed things, like things that subject to decay, turning them over and looking past them and back. This book, my father had it. So they are looking at the memories, old memories. Frantically means acting wildly with anger, worry, in a hurry, or in pain. They stood and watched them burning, and then frantically, fast, in a hurry, they loaded up the cars and drove away, drove in the dust, disappeared in the dust. Let's have some sort of cultural background of the text. Again, this one belongs to the background, but this is more clear. In The Grapes of Wrath, Steinbeck uses the setting of Oklahoma during the Great Depression to develop themes about how people respond to great hardships, such as drought. The cultural and historical context of the novel includes the ongoing drought and the disappearance of usable farmland, the resulting conditions of poverty, and the different rules that men and women traditionally follow in that time and place. So all these reflects more about the Great Depression era. Let's have some sort of information about the Great Depression taken from the Wikipedia. The Great Depression was a severe worldwide economic depression So it's a universal event that took place mostly during the 1930s, beginning in the United States. The timing of the Great Depression varied across the world, like most of the world countries passed this era or bad situation of Great Depression. In most countries, it started in 1929 and lasted until late 1930s. It was the longest, deepest, and most widespread depression of the 20th century. So Great Depression, it's a bad timing that passed all over the world. Most countries all over the world suffered from this bad event, mostly the working classes who really faced this bad event or bad situation. I got some pictures, the Great Depression images, like, why can't you give my dad a job? People were jobless. They cannot find jobs. Here they need support of milk, maybe food. Let's have some sort of a brief summary about it. John Steinbeck describes the heartbreaking preparation of families getting ready to leave their farms, homes, and all positions in Oklahoma, devastated by drought and storms of dust, to try to start their new lives in California. They try to sell all the possessions they have lived with and treasured, valued for so long. But the Dust Bowl and the Great Depression have left thousands of farm families in desperate, depressed poverty. Everyone is selling and few are buying. The prices are weak, but the depression and the bitterness are strong. And there is a great blame and anger inside the people who are selling their possessions or belongings against those who buy it or try to buy it in a very low price. They feel that it's better and convenient if they try to help each other and start again. We cannot start again. We can start again. Let's see who is, with and who is against. We can start again, California. This is quotation number 8. And the tenant men came walking back, hands in their pockets, hats pulled down. Maybe we can start again in the new rich land. Now they're trying to give themselves some sort of hope. In California, where the fruit grows, still farms are still valid there. We will start over. These two quotations reflects the external and internal struggle. They are trying to encourage and compensate themselves that they can start again in a new place like California. But in the following quotation, they will reconsider this opinion. They will think again about it. Let's see, is this feeling real or just to compensate themselves, just for the moment? Again, we cannot start again. Number 10, this contradiction and contrast in thought reflects the internal severe struggle. They are in a bad struggle inside. But you can't start. Only a baby can start. You and me. Why? We are all that has been. The anger of a moment, the 1,000 pictures, that's us. This land, this red land, is us. And the flood years and the dust years and the drought years are us. We can't start again. So this quotation is completely different and contradicted with the last quotation. This quotation reflects the Great Depression that has conquered their souls. They spent most of their lives working in this place and how they felt when they are leaving this place. And now they are leaving and selling all what they have achieved of success and memories. They believe that there is no time to start again. They have no time to start again. Only babies or only children, they say that they have spent most of their age working in this land, building their future, building homes, farms, buying tools. But now they're selling everything and they will start again. They believe that there is no time to start again. But there is always time to start. Since you're living, you have time to start again and again. Memories are part of life. These are key sentences that reflects more about the characters. Can we live without our lives? How will we know it's us without our past? No, leave it, burn it. They start and looked at it and burned it into their memories. How will it be not to know what lands outside the door? How if you wake up in the night and know that a willow tree isn't there? Can you live without willow tree? Well, no, you can't. The willow tree is you, the pain on that mattress. There, that's grateful pain. That's you. Here they are crying for the memories. They have many memories, years, and they built these memories through years. Maybe 10 years, 20 years, 30 years and more. They have memories even with, neutral things, with trees, walls, streets, floods, farms, even animals. So they will leave everything to start again in a new place, like, they need to get born again. They left fast. They cannot endure. Suddenly they were nervous, got to go out quick now. Can't wait. We can't wait. And they piled up the goods in the yard and set fire to them. They start to burn their belongings. They stood and watched them burning, and then frantically, angrily, they looted up the cars and drove away, drove in the dust. The dust hung in the air for a long time after the looted cars had passed. So here they felt very sad and depressed after selling part of their possessions, memories, and they burned the rest. They felt that they have nothing left to stay for. They have lost everything for now. So they felt very nervous and left in a hurry. Another brief summary. People who are being forced to leave their farms look through their belongings, deciding what to keep and what to leave behind. The men take farm equipment to junk dealer to sell, but are disappointed and angry when they are paid much less than they believe these positions are worth. Returning with the money they raised, they decided to burn whatever they don't take before leaving for California. They worry about starting over and leaving their past behind, but they have no choice. They must leave. They set fire to what they cannot take, watch it burn, then drive away over a dust-covered road. This is a summary. You can use it in a very brief way, and it's ready available after the selection. Let's have some sort of short comprehension check or critical questions. What big change is taking place in the lives of these characters? Actually, they are leaving their farms due to drought and devastation. They lost jobs, lost their positions, their farms. Number 2, what are the men doing in paragraph number 7? If you back to the paragraph, you will discover that they are selling their possessions. What happens after the people burn their belongings? They left as fast as they can. So here we reach the end of this presentation. We presented more about the unit, which is adversity, obstacles facing people, the grapes of wrath, the brief history and background about it, Great Depression era that afflicted the Americans during the 1930s. We showed many information inside this one. If you have any comments, any questions, please leave it below the video. Thank you for now and see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.